Hello everyone. Today we're going to be testing out some recent products that I have purchased to try out. Again, I'm in the process of kind of creating a series for this channel in terms of where I'm trying out makeup as I buy them. And some of the products that I have is already products that's in my makeup area, and then some are things that I recently bought. So I already primed my face. I used the Maybelline Master Prime Face Studio Primer and Blur and Illuminate 200. So I'm ready to go. So we're going to go in and start with a foundation, which is from Becca. It's called the Radiant Skin Satin Finish in Tobacco. And I'm going to apply that with the Real Techniques dual-ended blending sponge. The orange is for the foundation. The pink can be used for contour, highlighting, and for blush. And I recently just picked this up to test out the Real Techniques sponges. So I'm going to apply some to my sponge and dot out some across my face. Usually I dot it out before, but I just put it on the Beauty blending sponge, and I'm gonna buff this into my skin. And this sponge is damp, so I'm applying it with the damp sponge. I had filmed this earlier and forgot the audio aspect to turn on the sound to record this video, so I'm re-recording it. So I apologize if my eyes are red. They tend to do that when it gets closer to night or bedtime, so I get really red eyes. So we're going to go in and add some more to my sponge. I really like this Becca foundation because I feel that it is light enough for the coverage that I want to achieve. Again, I like light to medium coverage because I like that more. Just getting tongue-tied. I like that natural look for my facial application. And that's how I like it. I'm looking over in the viewfinder to see how the lighting is on it. I noticed with this Real Techniques sponge that it's much different from the Eco Tool blending sponge, and I prefer the Eco Tools because it's softer and I can maneuver it more into my skin. When I used this sponge earlier, I used it on dry, and so when I was applying it, it was more denser, but I think it applies better when it's damp. But I still prefer the Eco Tools blending sponge. So hopefully I have all that in. And I always go across my eye to even out the skin tone, so you don't want to forget that area. So we're done with that. So next thing will be to do, I'm going to start applying my eyeshadow. I apologize. I'm going to start applying my eyeshadow from Absolute New York. It's a palette that I picked up from Marshall's. But before I start applying that eyeshadow, I want to show you a comparison of this eyeshadow palette to the Urban Naked 1 palette. So the Naked Urban Decay is one of the first palette that I bought when I started doing makeup looks for myself. So I'm sorry, I want to blind you with the mirror. So it looks like this. And it comes with the dual-ended eyeliner pencils in Whiskey and Zero. But the Absolute New York palette is called Icon and Expose. Comes in a 10, much like the later versions of the Naked palettes. And a nice metal 10, very sturdy. I think this is a palette that you can take with you in your makeup kit, on travels, anywhere. And the shadows are not going to move anywhere. You want to be careful and make sure, hopefully none of your makeup pans have shifted in the pots, in the palette itself, because sometimes you may buy them that way. Hopefully that's not your case if you decide to buy this palette. But so far so good. And inside the palette is a very sturdy, like plastic. This part is plastic. And it comes with a nice dual-ended brush for shading and shading and blending. I apologize. And these are the 12 shades that are in the palette. So you see how it looks very similar to the Naked palette. And I think it is a similar palette to Naked. But in terms of the pigmentation, I think the Absolute New York Icon palette in Expose is very nice. We're going to get into a little bit of the swatches here. As you can see, the first swatch is from Urban Decay, and it's called Gunmetal. And this is the Absolute New York Icon palette shade and Gunmetal as well. So you can see between the two shades, Urban Decay is a little bit more pigmented, although the Icon palette is also very pigmented as well, but the shades are a little bit slightly different. I feel that the Urban Decay is much darker. And then you have the next shade from Urban Decay Naked one called Creep. And in the Icon from the Absolute New York palette, it's called Slate. So again, the pigmentation is much darker with Urban Decay, slightly darker with the Icon palette. And I think both of them have a different type of shade color, but still is good pigmentation with the Icon palette. The next shade for Urban Decay is the Hustle. And for the Icon palette in Expose, it's called Java. These two are very similar in the colors. I'm hoping you can see that. These are very similar in the color. Then the next shades, the one in Naked is called Toasted. And in the Icon Expose palette is called Flirt. And these are very pigmented. The shimmers I noticed in this palette are very pigmented, so you don't need a lot to put that inside your eye. So I just want to show you the different comparisons for the two palettes. So we're going to get into my eye look. So I'm going to go into my crease with a BH Cosmetic Rose Gold brush. And so I'm going to apply Nude, which is like this, it looks like a medium tone brown and a matte finish. However, when I was applying it earlier when I was filming, I noticed it's not as brown as I'm looking in it in the palette, and it in terms of how it applies over my eyes. So I'm going to buff that into my crease. So you can see that it comes off a little bit of a gray tone color, so not as medium deep brown. So that's kind of, well, I guess mattes do apply to people's skin tone depending, but the pigmentation is not true to the color in the palette compared to my application over my eyes. So you can see that. Then I'm going into the other eye. I'm gonna blend that into my crease area. So blend that in. So the next thing you want to do is go in with the eyelid color. So I'm gonna choose the color Toast, which is this nice deep gold color here. So more of the cool side type gold color. Don't want to blind anyone. So it's, and this you don't have to apply a lot. You just want to tap it on your lids. See how that pigmentation just goes right into without much effort. Just blends right onto the eyelid. You know, I just forgot to prime my eyelids. But since I have forgot to prime my eyelids, that's okay because we're just going to move on. However, I know I did apply the Master Prime all over my face and my eyes prior to applying the Becca foundation. So that should be okay to protect the eyelid area and give it some color. So as you can see, this gold is just popping. Imagine, I'm sure you may be able to wet the brush to give it even more of a metallic finish. So this shade looks very high shimmer and basically on the verge of metallic. It's very nice and pigmented. I just love how that color just shines in the light. So we're gonna go over to my next eye and apply it over the lid. It looks just like smooth melted gold. Just, I think this may be the favorite shade in this palette, but I had to test all of them to figure out which are my favorites. And why I'm applying this, you know, I bought this from Marshall's and I only paid $6.99 for this palette, and it's, the container looks like this, and on the back it has the names of the shade in the middle of the packaging. The packaging is really nice, very you know, professionally done. It's paraben free. I know some of the palettes that I do buy do have paraben in it. I'm okay with it. But it, you know, its price is $6.99, and then the regular price for the retail is $12. So that's not bad. You're basically paying half price for this palette, and it's very comparable to the Naked from Urban Decay, the first palette. And I digress. I'm trying to think about what I was just going with my thought. So it's a very affordable palette, and I've seen this palette a number of times because I've been going to Marshall for, I'll say, probably good 4 to 5 months. Looking at their beauty and skincare area, and I love it, and I just decided to take it upon myself, since I'm filming videos, to share looks from the palettes that I see in Marshall's. And you also can find this palette if I'm not mistaken, in TJ Maxx. So if you don't have a Marshall in your area and you have a TJ Maxx, also look in there. And I know different stores carry different things, so you may be able to find it and then you may not. I know Absolute New York does also have a website that you can purchase this palette. So I have went in with my gold color. So the next thing I want to do is apply we want to buff in my crease area. When I first filmed this, I went in with a gold color, and this color here is Gilded, and it's Gilded or Gilded. I was just gonna say Gilded, and it's a nice warm gold color. So we're gonna put that in my crease. Again, a very nice shimmer color. Very warm. So we just kind of play with that outer crease. Yeah, it definitely shows better at night, because when I filmed it earlier, I didn't really notice the gold as much. But at night, yes, it's popping. This is a popping color. And I'm just going to put some in the crease in this area. But I'm also going to go in and deepen out this gold color in my outer crease. So you want to move that in a little bit. And then the next color, because I'm layering colors, I'm just really playing with the different colors that's in this palette. And I did that earlier. And the next color I'm going to go in with is the Java. I'm going to go in with Java in that outer crease again, layering that color right in the crease. So kind of on Gilded, kind of deepening that gold. And I'm going to take it up to my eyebrow bone to kind of give it some dimension, some depth. I'm gonna, so you can see. So we're gonna blend that out. Take that into the corner with that gold. Buff it out some to kind of wing it out. Eyes do get watery. So we're going to go over to this eye and we're going to blend that out. Take it in a little bit over that gold, that Gilded. And we're going to kind of wing it out. Take it under the eyebrow bone. Again, it just gives some dimension to that color. And you can just go as far as you want out from your corner, or you could just stay closely in that corner. So take it out. So hopefully that looks even. Just checking myself out a bit here. So I like to play with eyeshadows. I don't have any guidelines when I apply makeup. I just pretty much do what I feel and add what colors I feel. That's the whole beauty of makeup, you know, you just play with it and do what you feel. So let's go back in with a little bit of gold, just to add a little bit more in that crease area, since that Java is a very deep, I would say deep blackened plum with slight golden tones in it naturally. So we're gonna go in a little bit more here. Almost like highlighting the outer crease area. And you will get some fallout. So what you want to do is have a brush on hand or a makeup wipe and kind of go over that area. So I just want to kind of buff. Because it does tend to fall. So hopefully that looks okay. And so, next thing we want to do is go under the bottom lash line, and we're going to apply this color that is almost like a olive type gold that's in between Flirt and Gilded, which is this shade right here. Going to apply it to my bottom lash line. Tap off any excess. And go right into it and line that bottom area. And it's still a type of gold, it's just a different type of gold. It almost have like this olive green undertone to it. So you just go in like that. And go in with this eye. Maybe my eyes are just sensitive. And so that pretty much covers that area. So now we're going to go in and do the mascara. And I will be using Maybelline the Falsies Push-Up Angel. I really like this mascara because it applies with a nice comb wand to it. So you can basically comb the lashes as you apply it. And you go in, start from the base of your lashes, go up. Basically you just want to comb those hairs. The reason why I like this mascara, I like any mascaras that have combs in them, because they basically comb in the lashes. My tears are messing up my eyeshadow. Don't do that, tears. Don't mess up my eyes. No. Can't have that. Can't have that. So, be nice to me, tears. So, we're going to go in the bottom lashes and apply a coat there. And it may be because it's late also. My eyes may just be getting more red and more watery. And again, I do apologize for that. I try to record in the daytime so my eyes don't do this, because when it gets late and I know my body wants to shut down, it's like, okay, it's time for you to go to sleep. But I wanted to make sure I get this video done, made today, because I want to stay consistent with the videos that I upload. So you just want to comb these hairs in this area. Be careful not to bump, because sometimes mascaras does cause that little lines and little dots, because it smears. Want to smear your eyelashes and smear the other area that's around it. So be careful with that. So far I think I like this look. It's a nice, it's watering. It's watering. That's okay when I add extra moisture to my face in that areas. It's all good. And so the next thing I want to go in with is do the bronzer. Well, I say bronzer, but contouring. Contouring slash bronzing. So basically, I'm going to be using the Strobing and Shading Highlight and Contour Palette by Absolute New York. This palette retails for I bought this palette from Marshalls for $6.99. Retails for $12. And it comes in a packaging like this. 3 highlight shades that's on the top row. 3 contour shadows that is on the bottom row. And it comes in a box with instructions. So if you're not used to scrubbing and contouring, basically it's just highlighting and applying bronzer, contouring your faces in different area. It comes with instructions on the back of this cover. So it's very useful information, which I appreciate Absolute New York doing that, because I don't really contour my face a lot. I usually just use bronzer or blush, highlight, but I like that it has this information available to those who are beginners, who are learning to use this. So this is what the inside. So I just contour under my cheekbones. Again, more water is coming out. Oh, the waterworks just want to keep coming out of this eye. Oh. We're almost done. Love, bear with me, eye. So let's go over to my next cheekbone and contour under that cheekbone area. So we're gonna basically contour. We're going to contour this area with truffle on this side of my face. Again, you just want to fish lip your mouth, or just follow the line of the hollow of your cheeks. Go in like this. Continue. So I just applied the truffle contour from the Absolute New York Strobing and Shading palette. So I've done it for both parts of my cheekbones. So let's go to blush. We're going to apply the Makeup Revolution matte blush in Nude, which is this nice peachy pink undertone blush. And we're going to apply it with my Cala brush that I purchased from Marshall between $4 or $6. I want to think like $5.99. And we're going to go in. This is a highlighting brush, but I'm going to use it to apply my brush. We're going to go in my cheek area on my face and just buff. You know what? Actually, I should use the taper brush. We're going to use this taper brush to apply this blush to my cheekbone, because I want the cheekbones to be rising very nicely. So we're gonna do my cheekbones like this, which give it a nice flush color, because I like flush. Not too much, just very lightly. And we're gonna make this a nice blue, nice peachy blush color. So and I think this blush is a nice color for, I think, anywhere from medium tan to maybe light, maybe olive skin tone, golden skin tone, and maybe too intense for pale tone women or men to apply this color to your cheeks. But it works nicely for medium tan, perhaps I think maybe more deeper complexions as well. So we did the blush, so now we want to do the highlight. And I'm going to go back into the Absolute New York Strobing and Shading palette. That's the one that I just showed you from the contour. That's in tan to deep color. So we're going to apply one of the highlights in the top row. Apologize, my little nose has a little bit of itchy. So we're gonna, on the top rows, these three highlights is in Bubbly, Just Peachy, and Brulee. And you can see here that the gold is more of a light, almost champagne gold. And this is a medium highlight that's in Just Peachy. But it doesn't look very peachy. It looks more on the beigey range. And this is a deep bronzy highlight that I think for more for medium, my skin color, and darker highlighting area. And I think the gold works well with this too, but this may be more for the maybe pale to light complexion individuals. So let's go in with the darker shade, which is called Brulee, and we're gonna apply this highlight and see how it goes, because I am curious to see just how well this highlight applies. Oh yes, quite pigmented. Look at that. It's gonna apply above your cheekbones. Yes. It's deeply pigmented. Look at that. Yes, I don't know what's more brighter, the stars or the highlight on your face. So we're gonna see. And it actually looks like this nice, like radiant gold color. Like, it doesn't even look exactly that color that's in the pan. So I just want to take that out to my edges. Just roll with the gold. Roll with that highlight. Roll it with that highlight. So let's go over here. I'm going to lightly dust that highlight across your cheekbones. Go over here. Look at that. I'm just looking in the viewfinder, just like bing bling. Money ain't a thing. Ain't. Isn't. We don't have to worry about proper English here. Let's see. So yes, the highlight is beautiful. So yeah, I really think this is, if you're looking for affordable scrubbing and shading palette, definitely check out Absolute New York Contour. I'm thinking scrubbing and shading palette. I'm getting a little bit too silly. Scrubbing and shading contour, scrubbing and shading highlight and contour palette from Absolute New York for $6.99. So it's, I would say, compares to the basically the higher end market of highlights. It's very nice. The contours are nicely pigmented. I'm curious about that Just Peachy shade that's in the middle that kind of looks like a matte. Because I don't think that's a highlight. Yeah, that's not a highlight. That must be a contour shade. Probably for those who are perhaps light in complexion. However, they say on this packaging that they are highlight shades. So I don't understand that. Unless we just have 2 highlight shades and actually 4 contour colors. So I definitely think that is a contour color. That is not a highlight. If Absolute New York want to correct me, let me know, because it doesn't look like a highlight shade. Even though it's up on the highlight row, there's no like shimmer. There's nothing there. So we're done highlighting and playing around with this scrubbing and shading packet. Let's get to lips. So I bought this Nicka New York lip gloss, whipped lip gloss from a beauty salon store. Sorry, not beauty salon, beauty supply store. And it's by Nicka K Makeup. And it's in NKC01 Vivid Burgundy, and it's a lip gloss. So we're gonna go in with this color. It's a nice, like, looks dark, plummy, red, brown, like brick red color, but it's very pigmented. And you're gonna go in. Once again, my nose. And it says it's a lip gloss that dries to a semi-matte finish, so and I paid $1.99 for this. And this is definitely a nice pigmented lip gloss. And I noticed that it doesn't, once it dries completely, the color does not move. So, as you can see, this nice burgundy brick lip is hot than a cat on a street. This nice color does dries down. I don't think it is a true lip gloss shade. This is a matte liquid lipstick, in my opinion. And it's definitely pigmented, so if you're looking for a affordable, as it's market, lip gloss for a reasonable price and nice colors, let me stop being silly. Nice colors that range from nude to like a dark plummy shade. For $1.99, check out Nicka K Whip Lip Gloss. It does have a semi-matte finish, so it doesn't stay glossy. As you can see, it's already drying. And they kind of have that slightly sticky, so if you don't like that feeling, if you blocked your lips, I don't mind it because once it's dry, like it's not going anywhere. And with mattes, like this is a serious, like I'm going back for more colors because this is one serious lip gloss. I have never in my life seen a lip gloss that dries down to a semi-matte and stick to your lips like a serious matte lip, liquid lip, because this is a liquid lipstick. Like, just look at it. It's just glowing to the world, to you. It's glowing out to you who watching this. So that is my look using the wonderful Absolute New York eyeshadow palette, the Icon New York palette, 12 shades, $6.99, and exposed. Again, if you do not have this at your Marshalls or your TJ Maxx, you can purchase this palette if it's available, which I think it is, on the Absolute New York website. But you will be saving 50% off from this palette if you find it at a Marshall or TJ Maxx. And I told you all I would be coming to you and be providing affordable options for makeup. And this is a really good palette. I have 2 more Absolute New York palettes that I will be showing in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate all the love and support. And again, if you have a gift to give someone, if you have a makeup kit item that you need and you're just starting out or you're learning about makeup, Absolute New York make very good pigmented shadows. As you can see, as I showed earlier, these shades are, I think it's in par with Urban Decay Naked Palette 1.